Well, good morning. Off out for another walk today, probably about 5 miles. I'm leaving from my house, so it's door to door, and I'll be going through my village, or the village I live in, which is South Darenth, and then for a nice walk through Horton Kirby. So, without further ado, let's start the walk. Well, I'm just leaving my road now. The first, probably about half a mile, is mainly road walking, although I will be walking through the main part of South Darenth. So what I'll do, when I get to the Yellow Bar Bridge, which is about 300 metres down the road, I'll get back to you. Well, we're nearing the Yellow Bar Bridge now. I think you can see the left hand side of the bridge, and I think it's self-evident why it's called the Yellow Bar Bridge. That's what it's known as locally. As I said, I'm only about 300 metres from home, and then I'll be turning right and heading through the main street in South Darenth. I'll give you some views from the river first. Well, the river's quite deep at the moment. There's a lot of flooding locally. I went out on Thursday and I was trying to do the river walk, but most of the fields, the river has burst its banks, so most of the fields are actually flooded at the moment. So I carried on. I did a fair walk. It wasn't the one I wanted to do, but today I've got my wellies on, so fingers crossed I'll be able to wade through it. I just thought before I carry on the walk I'd show you the river from both directions. This is the River Darent. Well, onward. It's nice and quiet at the moment. It's only 8:30. It's a Sunday morning, so fingers crossed it'll be quiet for a bit. I'm sure there'll be quite a few people out eventually, being a Sunday, being in lockdown. So now we're aiming into the heart of South Darenth. And just round the bend here we have a small chemist's, a little village post office, hairdressers. There's I believe a beauty parlour, and a pub on the corner, the Jolly Miller. So we haven't got masses of amenities. We do have a small co-op which has been there for about, I'm not sure now, maybe 8 or 9 years, which is a blessing, and newsagents and a little cafe that suits me. Yeah, we're just coming up to the chemist's now. And you can see the pub on the left, on the corner. South Darenth is a village in the civil parish of Horton Kirby and South Darenth in the Sevenoaks District of Kent, England. It is located 4.2 miles east of Swanley and 4.4 miles south of Dartford. On the right here we have the mill estate. It was built about 10 or 11 years ago, and it's on the site of the former Horton Kirby paper mill. I think you can just about see part of the chimney, the one remaining chimney, which is grade 2 listed, but more about that on the way back. I've just got to cross over the road. I'm losing pavement here. Our village had a working fire station for over 100 years. It first served the paper mill with a small truck in case of fire at the mill. After a few years, a small fire station was built in the centre of the village, which served the local community with a horse and cart. Sadly, the station was closed due to budget cuts at the end of 2013. Well, we have several pubs in South Darenth. I just mentioned one a minute ago, which is the Jolly Millers. We have another one, the Queen, and we have the Bridges, which we'll be approaching shortly underneath this viaduct. From there we'll turn right over the bridge, over the river, and then we'll be picking up the Darent Valley Path, heading towards Horton Kirby. The viaduct was built in 1859 to 1860. It has 10 arches, each approximately 10 metres wide and 20 metres in height. It was built by a team of Irish navvies for the London, Chatham and Dover Railway. The viaduct became a key strategic target for the Luftwaffe during the 1941 air raids, as the route was instrumental in the conveying of troops and supplies to Dover. And there we go, under the viaduct, and then we'll turn right just past the Bridges pub. And now we're in Station Road. If you carry on to the top of this road and across the main road, there's Farnham Road Railway Station. And that's the path we'll be taking through Horton Kirby, and then we're going to do a circular route back over the top of Horton Kirby. The water level looks down from when I was out here Thursday, but like I said, I've got wellies on today, so hopefully I'll be able to wade through some of it. Yeah, the river levels it's definitely down from when I was on my walk Thursday. I'm actually surprised, because Thursday was the only dry day for about 2 weeks maybe. And it rained all day Friday. It was raining again yesterday, so I assumed it would be even worse, but it's actually receded. Obviously leaving, as you can see, lots of mud. But it's definitely down. It was right over this path, and I was in my boots, my walking boots, so I got myself in an absolute state. I think you can hear how thick the mud is. Still, I've got wellies. When I get to the main fields, which are partly flooded, I better rinse them off. It's nice to see the river so deep and running so fast. This is a beautiful walk in the spring and the summer, but beggars can't be choosers. Obviously we're in lockdown at the moment, it's local, so I just need to get out, get some miles in and clear my head. To the right of this path, there's lakes, Horton Kirby fishing lakes. Unfortunately, we can't see them, but I may put an aerial photograph up on the screen so you can see this path, the river and the lakes from the air. I just thought I'd get a shot back down the river from the direction I came in. Right, let's carry on. That noise was a gate clicking, that's a fisherman going to the lakes. Well, I just washed my boots off in the river, which was quite nice. They're straight back into the mud, so don't know why I bothered really. I'll give you an indication of what I'm walking through. So I think I made the right decision to wear wellies. Though I must admit, they're not very comfortable. I'm probably only a mile in and I'm missing my boots, but they certainly are practical. To be honest, I can't see many of the locals coming out and using this path in this condition. I mean, it's alright wearing wellies, but state your dog's going to get in walking it along here. Yeah, you can see where it's come over the path here. Well, here we are, Westminster Fields. It's receded a lot, it's still flooded, but I'm sure I'll be able to carry on the path I wanted to do. There's a dog having some serious fun there, just sprinting through the water. There's a lovely breeze here now, I'm out in the open. In all fairness, this field is designed as an overflow for the river. It is a floodplain. It's deep. Now that tree and bench in front, often in the spring, more so the spring than the summer, when my drone first comes out of hibernation, I come over here, sit under that and fly my drone. Basically just to, where I'm a bit rusty, where I haven't flown it over the winter, I just want to fine tune myself. So this is basically my practice ground. I don't think I'll be sitting under it today. Well, there's the weir raging away. These quite modern buildings on the left hand side, they've been there quite a long time now. I mean, I moved in 1994. And there was a lovely old wood-clad mill, Westminster Mill, on the left here on the site. It was beautiful to look at, but apparently it was absolutely falling down, so had to be taken down. Right, well, fingers crossed, as it seems to have receded a bit, I'll be able to carry on the path I wanted to do on Thursday. Where the metal gate is in the distance, it was literally coming through there like coming off of a weir. Well, as you can no doubt hear, I'm wading through the water. It is probably in some parts around about 30 centimetres, 12 inches deep. That's why I couldn't come through it the other day in walking boots, although it was even it was raging through this gate. Right. This may be too deep. Well, unfortunately I can't continue on the Darent Valley Path. The water here is round about, it's over 600 millimetres, 60 centimetres deep. Far too deep for me to continue. And the path going on is basically, the whole path is running like a river, so the river's proper burst its banks. So what I'm going to have to do is, I'm not going to give up, I'm going to do an alternative walk through Horton Kirby main street and do a circular route back home via that way. Oh well, Route 1 failed, so I've just rerouted and I'm now walking down the street. It's called the street, Horton Kirby, so it's the main road in Horton Kirby. It's got some fascinating old buildings, many of which are from the 17th century. And it's nice and quiet Sunday morning. There's a couple of cyclists. I've had a chat with a couple of dog walkers in the main field, and was watching the dogs playing in the water. Looked good fun. There's no shops in Horton Kirby. There's 2 pubs, one which we'll be approaching soon, the Fighting Cocks, which I'll explain a bit more about later, and the top end of the village, there's the Bull. Other than that, no shops, just a couple of shops in South Darenth, and that's it. The Fighting Cocks, Horton Kirby, is said to have originated in 1776 as a farmhouse, subsequently becoming an alehouse in 1818. The landlord at the time used to arrange cockfights, hence its name. Apart from the village's other pub, the Bull on Lombard Street, there are still 2 other buildings in existence in Horton Kirby that used to be used as public houses: the Royal Oak and the Churchgate next to the church. The large number of public houses at one time in Horton Kirby arose from the area's connections with the smuggling trade. Horton Kirby used to be a staging post en route for smuggled goods, particularly rum, being transported from Gravesend to South London. Well, we're now approaching a sharp fork to the left, which is Raise Hill, but we'll be going straight along on a footpath which is following the river, probably about 20-30 yards away from it. Then we'll get a view of the river further down at Franks Lane Bridge, double back a bit and then go uphill to the top end of Horton Kirby. The sun's very bright. Well, here it is, Royal Oak Cottage, and that used to be a pub back in the 17th century. Sorry about the sun glare. It's unusual to see the sun at this time of year. You shouldn't moan. Alright, now we're going into the fields, or walking along the side of the field. I really didn't expect this beautiful sunshine. I know it plays havoc with filming, but it's lovely to walk in. I tend to come out during the week and do my filming, especially in the village. There's less people about, but I think getting out nice and early, I may have cracked it. We're just coming up to a metal kissing gate now. Always fun. With a rucksack on your back. Although this is only a 20 litre and I'm not that fat. That's it. Right, this is the path now to Franks Lane. Not the prettiest because obviously it's got fencing either side, but again in the summer you have the animals, cows in the field, so it's just so different. You've got so much to look at. I suppose there's beauty in every season, but spring and summer around here is absolutely wonderful. Well, there's a shop back along the path, the route I've just come. I wanted to take the shot earlier, but it was directly into the sunshine, so I've got in the shade so I can get a shot back uphill, and we'll be going up that hill on the way back. Right. Where the lane narrows down here, that's Frank's Lane Bridge. We would have been walking along the river path to this bridge, but as you see earlier on, the water was far too deep to travel that path. That's another video which I'll probably leave till the spring or the summer, because it just looks so different. It's not like the same video. Down there's a little, well, it's flooded at the moment, but there's a little beach area. A lot of the children come and play and paddle in the summer. And this is the actual path we would have taken from Westminster Fields. It's an absolutely beautiful walk, cutting across meadows and views of the river, but it wasn't passable, so another time. So what we're doing now, we're travelling up the lane, going past where we're going to take a left, and just up to Horton Kirby Cricket Club, which is on the right, and then I'll just show you the path that I'll be taking in the next video. Oh, so much rubbish down here that people are throwing out. I mean, when I do that one, I will walk here. I won't film it, but what I may do is take the opportunity to get my camera out and get some photographs. Then I can pack that away and then carry on filming to Farningham. Beginning to see a few more people out and about now. I mean, Sunday morning traditionally people don't get out at first light, so I've been lucky so far. But there's no social distancing problem. Plenty of room for us all. It's just that it interferes a bit with my filming. I very much appreciate that some people just do not want to be on camera. They feel like it's invading their privacy, and that's fine. Well, I've got a little friend that's come to see us. Hello. Hello. Beautiful. And this is the pathway I'll be taking on the next walk, and I think my friend wants to get back in shot. Yep, I think he wants to kiss the camera. Beautiful animal. Quite a few more in the fields over there, and then to the left, loads of sheep. Let's just hope Thursday's a day like this for the walk. Really don't know what it is with people throwing their junk out their car windows. I mean, that's not locals. It's people just passing through, just chucking their rubbish out their car windows. It's disgusting. It does make you wonder how they live. Do they sort of sit on a settee and just throw things on the floor? Well, I'm doubling back for a few hundred yards and then cutting across the field I do hope this footage is coming out well. It's very, very difficult with an action camera and low sun in the sky. I'm probably at times filming into it, and you know, the screen's small. I've got glare off my glasses. I just get what I get, to be perfectly honest. There's not a lot I can do about that. Taking a walk up through the field now, which will bring us out towards the top of a place called Braes Hill, and then we'll walk up there a bit and into Lombard Street. So we're at the top end of Horton Kirby. Then we'll take a walk along there past the Bull pub. Shame none of them are open. Well, it's a bit too early for that on a Sunday, but you know what I mean. And then we'll cut down to St Mary's Church. Yeah, beautiful breeze now in my face. And that's the view back down the hill. Doesn't look that steep. It's not really, but still got a bit of a climb to do. And in the far distance there, as I said before, but I'm a bit nearer to it now, that's Farningham Woods, where I think it was about a week before Christmas. I took a 3.5-4 mile walk. To the right, top Dartford Road, you can see a load of houses, and that's an A road. We've got quite a bit of road walking now, but still quite scenic. I could do with it to get the mud off my boots. There is another public footpath on the right by the national speed limit sign. I'm going to have to Google Earth that and see where that heads. It must head towards West Kingsdown and Brands Hatch. Again, I'll look that up. Okay, into Lombard Street. I'll do a bit of a road walk until I get near the Bull pub, and then I'll bring you back. We're a bit further on up Lombard Street now, and we're just approaching some cottages on the left and some bungalows on the right. And I must admit, these cottages on the left have probably got the best views over Horton Kirby from the back. Absolutely stunning views, as has the pub, the Bull. Oh yeah. I better get out of the road, there's a car coming. Well, we're now approaching the Bull public house, and from there we'll turn left down Bull Lane, which leads us down towards Westminster Fields again, and then we'll cut along to the church. I can smell the Sunday dinners from the pub. Obviously, due to the lockdown, the pubs are shut, but they're allowed to do a takeaway service. So there's at least 2 pubs around here that are doing Sunday takeaways, pre-order and pick up. This is Bull Lane, and this literally leads down to, if you go straight across at the bottom here, which we won't, it leads back into Westminster Fields and the Weir. But we'll be turning right, which will take us along towards St Mary Church, St Mary the Virgin Church. Well, I hope you're enjoying this walk so far. I've got the Strava app running, so I'll check how far I've done when I get home. But I believe I'm probably about 3.5 miles in, maybe 4 miles at the moment. You can probably just about see it on the left. There's the, well, the left or the middle picture. There's the church. The building where that gentleman's just walking past was a pub many centuries ago called the Church Gate. It's nicely shaded down this end, so should be able to get some half decent footage. I don't believe they're holding services here on Sundays at present. There is 2 churches in the parish. I think most of the services are held at the other one at the moment. And I'll just take you briefly through the graveyard. There's some very, very old gravestones here, dating back to the 17th century. It's very peaceful, other than I can hear someone's house alarm going off in the background. It's a beautiful old graveyard. And there's a tomb from 1889. Robert Russell and Sarah Russell in 1891. Only a couple of years later. Well, here's a little bit of history on the church. St Mary's the Virgin Church is a Grade II listed building built by the Normans around 1190 in a larger form than we see today. The church was built at the same time as Rochester Cathedral, as both buildings share a stonemason's benchmark. Well, there's a considerable amount more traffic on the road now. I suppose it's the time of day. People are getting up and out. Well, we're just cutting through the mill estate now, which is a shortcut for me home. So, nearly finished the walk. I'll just show you a view of the river when I get to the bridge. The paper mill originally had 2 chimneys. The taller of the 2 chimneys was constructed in 1881, indicating a major expansion at that time. It was extended by 70 feet to 225 feet in 1918 and has been a major feature in this part of the Darent Valley ever since. The larger of the 2 chimneys has been kept, as seen here, but it has been reduced back to its original height. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this walk. It's probably been about 5 miles. I'm getting very near my home now. If you like this video, please give it the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. So my next walk should be, providing the weather's okay, on Thursday. So see you on the next video. Bye for now.